Good morning, Amber, Jade and Indigo. Welcome to this morning's reading lesson. I hope you've had a restful and enjoyable weekend. For reading today, the ally will be to listen to a story and answer questions. Now, today's story is going to be based on a character called George. And George happens to be the patron saint of England and quite a few other countries. So he's really normally referred to as Saint George because he is very special. So let's now begin the lesson and do the very important things before we start. So number one, do you have a pen, pencil and paper? You can use the pause button whenever you need to. So press it if you need to do something and then restart when you are ready to begin again. So let's go to slide 2. George and the Dragon has lots of vocabulary in it, and the vocabulary we have here are all nouns. They're common nouns. So these are words that are naming words. And I know that you've done nouns with Miss Fernandez before, so you're very familiar with common nouns and proper nouns and pronouns. So before we talk about the nouns in our list, there are two sets of images that I have here. And the task before we watch the video is to match the nouns or the words to the images. So I'm going to read the first word, village. Can you see a village below? Can you match the word village with the image? Number 2, gold. Remember, gold is a shiny metal, a very precious metal. Number 3, horse. Horse is a common noun for an animal. Number 4, food. Can you match the word food with an image below? Number 5, animals. Animals. Can you find the image that goes with animals? Animals are a collective noun. It means that there's more than one. It's got a letter S at the end of the word, so animals is a collective noun. It means there's more than one animal. Number 6, lake. Can you find the lake below? Match the word with it. Number 7, king. There is a king in this story, definitely. Number 8, dragon. You probably noticed the dragon very quickly when I brought the image up. Army. Can you find the army and match that word army with it? Knight. Now this is a knight in shining armour, not the knight which is related to when the sun goes down and it's night time. So knight. And cave. Can you find a cave and match the word cave with the image? And finally, princess. Can you find the princess and match the word with the image of the princess? Right, that's our group of nouns. All of these nouns will appear in the video we are about to watch. So it's called George and the Dragon. Please make sure you look and you listen, and that'll help you to learn about the story, to learn about the characters, to learn about all the different events that take place in the video. So let's watch the video and we'll do the tasks afterwards.
Once upon a time, there was a brave knight called George. George had lots of adventures as he travelled by horse across many lands. One day he came to a small village and met a man who lived in a cave next to the village. The hermit told the knight about the awful things that were happening there. A terrible dragon had come to live in the lake and attacked the village every day. The villagers didn't know what to do. First, they gave the dragon all their food. But the dragon just took the food and still attacked the village. So then the villagers gave the dragon all the animals from their farms. The dragon took all the animals, but continued to attack the villagers. So then they gave the dragon all their gold and jewels. The dragon took all their money, but still was not satisfied. The king sent his army to try and capture the dragon. But the dragon was too strong, and the knights of the army were too scared, and they ran away. With nothing left to give, the king could only think of one thing to help protect his people. He sent his only daughter, the princess, to the lake to wait for the dragon. When George heard this, he rowed as fast as he could to the lake. Just then, the dragon jumped out from the lake and was going to eat the princess. George attacked the dragon. He fought very bravely, won the fight, and killed the dragon. George and the princess returned to the village, and everyone was very pleased that they would have no more problems with the dragon. Today, the story of George's bravery is remembered, and George is known as the patron saint of many countries.
Well, there you have it, George and the Dragon. Can you think of who George was? Who are the characters in the video? We're about to do some activities. So let's look at activity number 1. And it's really just a recap on what we did at the beginning. So you need to match the word with the pictures underneath. So we've got knight, horse, village, cave, dragon, lake, food, animals, gold, king, army, and princess. All of those words appeared or were used in the video. So this should be quite a straightforward task for you. So match the word with the picture. I'm going to move on. You can always press the pause button if you like. Now you can get this worksheet from the Year 3 folder if you'd rather do that first before doing the activity. Okay, well here is a story of George and the Dragon. It's not exactly the same as the video, but most of it is pretty similar. So what do you do in task number 2? What's the order? So it says listen to the story and put the sentences in order. So they've put number 1 next to George was a knight who had lots of adventures. And that appears at the very beginning of the video. And if you look at the story, I'm going to read paragraph 1. Once upon a time, there was a brave knight called George. George had lots of adventures as he travelled by horse across many lands. So that definitely goes first. Now, which sentence would come next? So at the top it has the villagers gave the dragon all their food, animals, and gold, and jewels. Now at that point the villagers were not very happy. So let's read the second sentence. Everybody in the village was very happy. Now, were they very happy at the beginning of the story or at the end of the story? You need to decide. And under number 1, the army tried to capture the dragon. And then the next sentence, he heard about a dragon which attacked a village every day. George heard about the princess and killed the dragon. And the last sentence, the king gave the dragon his daughter, the princess. Now, how do you decide which of these sentences goes second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and seventh? Well, you need to either watch the video again and have this in front of you and put the number in when it occurs, or you can look in the text here to help you to sort that out. I'm going to move to the next page. So maybe an adult can help you with that using the text. Okay, once again we have the story of George and the dragon. And we just need to compare these, and you have to compare them and just think, is that true or is something wrong? So first of all, make it right. Find the mistake, underline it, and write the correct word. So in A, George was a bad knight. Well, that's definitely incorrect. So rather than being a bad knight, George was a brave knight. And if you look in the first sentence, in paragraph 1, it says, once upon a time, there was a brave knight called George. So it's definitely brave, not bad. Right, B, a hermit told him about the giant. Remember when George rode into the village? The hermit was the first person he saw. And did the hermit tell George about a giant? So think about that. So what word, I'm going to tell you what word should be there. Rather than giant, what word do you put in there instead of giant? You can use your vocabulary list to help you with the spellings. C, the villagers gave the dragon all their food, animals and children. Now I'm going to tell you they definitely, at the beginning, gave the dragon their food. And some animals, if I remember rightly, but not children. So what did they give instead of children? Can you remember? You can either look at the video again, or you can check in the story on the left here. So food and animals, yes, but children, I don't think so. D, the knights of the king's army were very brave. Were they very brave? What happened when they went to fight the dragon? Were the knights of the king's army brave? You saw what happened when they tried to go and fight the dragon. So I'm going to say, think about brave. Were they brave? If they weren't, what do you change brave for? Which word? You can find the sentence opposite. I'm going to read it to you to help you. The king sent his army to try and capture the dragon, but the dragon was too strong and the knights of the army were too scared and they ran away. So which word in the sentence could you use? E, the king went to the lake to wait for the dragon. Did the king go to the lake to wait for the dragon? If he didn't go, who did? F, the dragon wanted to help the princess. Did the dragon want to help the princess? Is that true? What did the dragon really want to do? G, George killed the princess. So, I'm sure that one's going to be very easy for you. And H, the dragon is a patron saint of many countries. Is the dragon a patron saint of many countries? So I've given you a bit of a helping hand. You can use the text on the side if you need, or you can re-watch the video. But I think many of you will just remember having watched the video. So make it right. Okay, this is your final task. You need to draw a picture and write 2 or 3 sentences about the story. So draw a picture. If you want to draw more than one picture, which will make it pictures, which will be a collective noun because you put a letter S on there at the end of picture, which makes it more than one, then if you wish to draw more than one picture, you're welcome to. So draw a picture or more than one picture and write 2 to 3 sentences about the story. And that's it for our reading comprehension lesson today. We will continue with another reading comprehension lesson tomorrow. So please email to year3@grange.harrow.sch.uk. Thank you very much to all those people who have been sending in their wonderful work. We do appreciate you sending your work in, and we do definitely enjoy reading your work and sharing it with other people. So I look forward to reading your wonderful work, and have an enjoyable day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now.